Hi, it's Chris and thank you for joining me. I took part in the Southeast Open Studios in June this year, and I just put this video together showing what I did and how I achieved an open studio. Taking part in a huge art trail like this is really beneficial because you get people who actually plan little trails and hopefully they'll come to your studio. Also, you need good visibility from the road. You never know who's going to be driving by. And as a bonus, what I did was I sold tea and cake. Now, I was selling this to raise money for charity, the Red Cross Ukraine, and it just gives another reason for people to stop by and have a look at your work. It's a wonderful thing to do, open studios. It means you meet loads of people, fellow artists, and you have some really lovely conversations, and chatting to people about your work and hearing what they feel about it is really beneficial to you, and it is a bit of a laugh. Now, I hosted the studio, so I had to clear out my lounge, and I had two other artists with me, Jayne Beesley, who does wonderful abstract photography, and Jayne Luscombe, who does wonderful silver jewellery. It's a good idea to have other artists at your venue because it gives more of a variety of things for people to see, and it's more enticing to people. Also, with other people there, you can have a bit of a laugh if it's quiet. I'm really lucky that I have this wonderful lounge space to turn into a gallery, but it's a pain because you have to clear everything out. But luckily my husband's very, very understanding, and we lived in the art gallery for basically 3 weeks, but it meant that I could show off the work to its best advantage. I've got a whole range of work on display. You can most probably see some old favourites, and this watercolour, I haven't done watercolours for years. It's called I Play My Music in the Sun. I hardly ever show my watercolours, I just keep them for myself. You will see that the boards that I've got in the middle I borrowed from a local art club that I go to, and it meant that I could divide the space, but I didn't want it too packed. There's a bit of a flow and you can move around the whole space without getting in people's way, but it doesn't look too overcrowded, and the boards are ideal because you can hang paintings on both sides. Some of my pieces are framed and some aren't. The majority of ones that are framed are the smaller pieces, but it really sets them off. It really gives them a lovely finish. Now, this is Jayne Beesley's work. She does abstract photography, and basically she'll take an image on a really slow shutter speed and then intentionally move the camera or take a picture over a picture. When I first saw her work, I thought they were paintings. They're absolutely beautiful. Some of the prints are on acetate, and she'll put gold leaf or foil on them, and that means that each individual print is totally unique. She also does a range of cards, and her work's really beautiful. She was recently part of a group show in New York, so she's gone from New York to Buxted in East Sussex. She's a really lovely person, and I really do like her work. Each image starts with her camera and a photograph, and sometimes she will do some post-production work to boost colours, but it all starts with photography, and it's amazing some of the effects she can get. Some of Jan's work she gets printed onto aluminium sheets, and this adds another dimension to her work. It really adds a beautiful shimmer. When you're thinking about your setup, you need to think about light. So Jayne's jewellery fitted perfectly by the window where there was optimum light, but because her stand was small, low in height, it wasn't blocking the light coming into the room. Her work's really delicate. She uses mainly silver and also uses enamel, and the process sounds absolutely fascinating. To make the enamel, you have to build up layers of the actual product, and she gets some really beautiful geometric patterns, and it's really lovely work. Her pendants are particularly beautiful. She also does earrings as well, and also rings and bracelets. So it's a really lovely selection of work. I'm going into my studio now, which has never been this tidy, and this is where I do all my YouTube videos. The table's usually in the centre of the room, and this is where I do my painting. These shelves are really handy, especially when I'm doing my landscape course, because I can put a range of paintings on the wall and just point to them when I'm talking about various different subjects on my course. On the table itself, I've got my greetings cards. I'm laughing because I've almost run out of them. The table is one of the most important places because it has my biography on it, information about how I do my paintings, and a sign-up sheet for my newsletter. And this is really important because if I'm not here, or if I'm talking to someone else, people can still learn about me. I'm really lucky that I've got this outside space, so this is where we serve the tea and coffees, and it means people can have a chat and everything, and sometimes the ducks will come up from the pond and say hello. I hope you've enjoyed this quick tour of my open studio. Do take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.